And yes, I am recording, and I am Dr. Amba of Sit Wellness Sunrise Integrative Therapies. I am a doctor of medical Qigong therapy, the oldest modality of traditional Chinese medicine. So I just wanted to say that if you have a little space, for those of you who are watching, you want to have a good amount of space, because we're going to do some work physically, as well as I put in the chat what you would need for the exercise I'm going to do, which I'm going to do with an imaginary bag of rice, because I don't have one here in this office. I forgot today's Friday. I'm in Petaluma in Katati. I have all more of my tools. So the biggest tool for liver work, and so when I'm talking about frustration, impatience, and even anger, that's related to the liver in Chinese medicine. And I've mentioned before something called liver qi stagnation, when the free flow of qi isn't flowing so well in the body, because we're tightening, because we're stressed with this kind of stress, like, I'm so frustrated. And I don't know how many of you have a husband, or have a partner, or have a child, or have anybody in your life, maybe yourself, that you get frustrated with. I will use the example of my own personal husband, who I love very much, who frustrates me so much. And why does he frustrate me? Because I want to control him. I want him to be what I want him to be. I want him to do the things that I think are best for him, which may not be his free will, but I think is best for him. So that's where my frustration often comes from, is I say, you really need to go help yourself with this. This is such a good thing for you. Why don't you go sign up for this? And he doesn't want to do it all the time. And my husband is a veteran. He was in the Navy, and he has some PTSD. And for me, I'm all about putting my emotions out there and healing from them. And with medical Qigong therapy, we really honor the emotions in the 5 yin organs. And we say the 5 yin are the solid organs. That is the spleen, the lungs, the kidneys, the liver, and the heart. And each of them have an acquired or uncomfortable emotion. The spleen is worry and overthinking. So it says someone is trying to get on. I thought that everybody is able to just jump on. Excuse me for a second. I don't see how to let somebody on. I thought they're already on. If they have the password, they should be able to get on, because everybody got on. Maybe you can text them if you know them. The password is 5Y for the 5 yin organs. So let me go back to recording here. So what I was saying is the acquired or uncomfortable emotions, for example, for the spleen is worry, overthinking. For the lungs, sadness and grief. For the kidney, fear, loneliness. The liver, anger, frustration, impatience, which we're going to focus on. And the heart, anxiety, nervousness, and expectations not met, which next week on Tuesday, we're going to go over that. And the same password will get you into this for next Tuesday at noon. And then the next week, the next Friday will be worry and overthinking for the spleen, and the following Tuesday will be the last one, which will be kidneys, fear, and loneliness. So today, focusing on that liver frustration, and how, like I was mentioning, for like my husband, I get really kind of controlling. I want him to do certain things, and I get frustrated, and I find that I will set things up for him, and that's, of course, expectations not met as well, because I help set things up. That's heart. And with that controlling of, like, yes, my husband is not like me, who expresses in a healthy way his feelings. He does art, he draws, and yet I want him to do it in my certain way, and I get this frustration. And I have other things that I will, set out in our relationship, where I I want to do things this certain way and I get frustrated, or I just have this impatience, like I do everything really fast. And why can't he do it at my speed? Why can't he do, things fast? This comes impatience, and it comes up in work too, and things I want to flow quickly, and that's flow. Free flow of chi is our liver, as well as boundaries. Healthy boundaries relate to the liver as well. So I wanted to say back to that control piece. In medical Qigong and in the Enigma tradition of Buddhism, we say the right side of the body, I'm not sure if this is mirroring, but your right side of the body, if you have some kind of pain or issue, often it relates to a need for control. It also relates to male, often, it's not always, but it relates to male relationships or father stuff that might be unresolved. If you have left side of the body, pain or injury, it could have issues related to mother or female relationships and its need for approval. And then the center of the body is a need for security. And this is more personal things or integrated of all of that. And there is a balance with that need for control in the right side of the body, where we have to really surrender and trust that everything's going to be okay, which is trust is the virtue for the spleen. Let me really quick go back and say what the virtues are, because I said all the acquired or uncomfortable emotions. The spleen is trust, openness, and sincerity. The lungs are courage, integrity, dignity. The kidneys are self-confidence, inner strength, and wisdom. And the right side, where the liver is compassion, kindness, and patience. And the heart, joy, tranquility, and order. There are more. These are the ones that I focus on. And going back to that need for control and that liver, that frustration, that impatience, the big thing we do with 4 of the 5 yin organs is a sound. So the powerful sound I really like for the liver is guo, like G-U-O, guo. And I will like grab and do that. And I'll just say, we can do this seated right now. Always ask for a blessing and ask that your work in the conscious and medical Qigong therapy realm, that this work is for your highest good and that it's really going to be effective. And I always say the 4 keys are intention. You remember attention, imagination, and sensation. And I always also say, if this is really tons of information, you can see the video later and you can take it in like music for the back of your brain, for the consciousness of your brain to just have in there. But later you might go, oh, I remember she said that, and it will integrate more. So just asking for a blessing now, whomever you call divine, source, God, Shiva, Kali, Krishna, whatever faith, Ling Bao, Lao Tzu, Jade Emperor in the Taoist tradition, Shiva, Kali, Krishna, whatever your spiritual faith, asking for a blessing for this practice to be very healing and helping you on your highest good. We also take sword fingers, second thing we do after asking for a blessing for our highest good and others. We take our sword fingers, that's peace symbol, and then put the fingers together and you point at the ground and you make a large clockwise circle, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And you intend this vortex going into the earth is going to take and transmute that pathogenic or toxic chi and recycle it into the earth. So that energy of what we're feeling, for this example on the right side body, letting go of anger, frustration, impatience, and pulling it, just imagining you're pulling it out. And I must mention, if you're in Brazil or below the equator, that clockwise circle is counterclockwise. So just like when you flush the toilet, it goes down a different way. So you want your energy to be going down, to be recycled into this vortex, and it's always closing. We put the intention that it closes when we're all done. So let's just make that sound of maybe anywhere in your life you feel a little frustrated or impatient, or if you can think of somebody or even yourself that you want to let go of this frustration and patience, because it's great to think of the positive virtues, compassion, kindness, and patience, and think of the higher vibration feelings. But it's best to always let go and honor those feelings. As you honor them, you give attention to them like a toddler. The liver can be like a toddler that's demanding attention. So we're letting it have that attention. We're honoring those feelings. They're here for a reason. They're here for us to feel. We are in our human bodysuits in this spiritual life right now. So really honoring any frustration, impatience right now, and just kind of grabbing in towards the liver and pulling out, and imagine a gray smoke and just drop it into that vortex, and just pulling out frustration, impatience, even anger, and drop it into the earth. And I like to think of a gray smoke coming out, and you're adding to it like grow, G-R-O-W, but with a what? Guo. It's G-U-O. So a high pitch to a low pitch. Deep breath. Whoa. Just letting go of any frustration, impatience. Whoa. Just see it coming out in a gray smoke. Whoa. Drop it into the earth. One more time. Whoa. And as you get used to doing this, you'll start to feel a little tingle sensation in your hands. One more time. Whoa. Just drop it into this vortex. Now, it's good to honor the emotions, like I said. And the other way to really express emotion, and this is great for manifesting things as well, and for really letting go of maybe where we need to forgive ourselves, forgive others, forgive a situation. We take this most valuable tool, yellow paper. So you can have yellow paper for writing letters to someone who's crossed boundaries. Key is wood element related to the liver. Wood, have a wooden pencil. I even use a green one because green is the color of wood element. So you write letters to people who've crossed boundaries or have hurt you, and it's not to give it to them, it's for you to burn afterwards immediately or rip it up. Okay, so out for letting go of things from the liver, this is great. So the other big tool for letting go of this frustration and patience, and when I'm done with this, I'm going to talk about cultivating the positive virtues of compassion, kindness, and patience, because you don't want to just empty out the liver and have all this come out and not recharge what you're born with, which is those virtues, compassion, kindness, and patience. So what I mentioned before is you need a really big bag of rice. So we're talking like this. Once I didn't explain this well to a client, and she used a little bag of rice, and she used, I'm sure that would work. You could probably get a little bag of rice and a couple pencils. And I mean, that actually probably will work. Anything you put your intention, imagination, sensation, you focus on it, you're going to have a good benefit. And probably that would be the travel size. Take a small bag of rice and a couple of little pencils with you. Sorry, I had coffee, and that's like, ooh, for me. So what you want is a big bag of rice and a pillowcase, an old pillowcase. You're never going to eat this rice, just so you know. You want to get a big, cheap bag of rice. You want to put a pillowcase on it, and then you take duct tape and you tape it up all over this big pillow full of rice, okay? It's the bag of rice, pillowcase, tape it up with duct tape. And then you go to a hardware store. Don't go to the one I was about to say. You can go anywhere you want, but you get wooden dowels, like you know how you have in your closet, that wooden dowel that you hang your clothes on, that wooden, like that, and about this long or this long, 2 of them. And you're holding on to them. My teacher would always say, put duct tape on the ends of them to hold them. I don't do that. I will actually use gloves to hold them because you'll get some friction on those wooden dowels. And then what you're going to do, and you can imagine you're doing it. Hey, I always tell clients, you can imagine doing all this in your mind and you'll have the same benefit. But physically, it's nice to have as well. And you want to let your family know you're doing this because it's loud, or go to the beach or somewhere, or if you're in a forest somewhere, make sure that there's nobody around because they're going to think you're being mugged. So what you do, so you can stand up if you like, and you imagine, like, I'll be at the beach and I'll find a nice log, or if you have a table in front of you, if you're at home, not a table you're eating on, or you're not in a bedroom, and you have this big bag of rice that has the pillowcase, that has the duct tape all over it, and you have these wooden dowels, and you bend your knees slightly, and you take, now you've got that vortex, you've done a blessing, you've got these two dowels in your hand and the big bag of rice, and your knees are bent and your elbows are bent and you're very relaxed, and you're going to start with a no, and you're going to hit the dowel and go, no, no. Oh, excuse me, you don't start with no, you start with ha, pardon me. The ha is for the heart, so you start getting the ha out, and then you move to no. So you start with a ha, 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 and I feel it even without the rice right now. So, and you can go ahead and try this with me right now, and we're going to switch to a no, and you can do it in your mind as well. Imagine you have those wooden dowels, you have a big bag of rice, your knees are slightly bent, and you're hitting it, right? Ha, 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 ha. Now we're switching to a no, okay? No, 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 no. Okay, that's enough, I think. Go ahead and inhale your arms up, and with a gentle ah, down the front of the body. This is pulling down the heavens. The back of the body, inhale, intending the back of the body. Ah. And now the center of the body, intending the center of the body. Ah. Just pulling down the heavens. Okay, I'm going to move on because we're already standing, some of us. And I'm going to do the Taoist 5 for the liver. The feet are under the hips, bending the knees, hands are up. And we're going to cultivate now, imagining we're in a wood forest with pine trees. And we're going to inhale that green color of the pine trees into the right side body and absorbing compassion, kindness, and patience. And I'll give you more detail. Hands are facing the earth, and we reach out one hand and pull the other hand back, and the fingertips go up. Then we switch and push that other hand forward and pull that hand back. And we switch. We pull and push, and the fingertips really want to be flexed because tendons are related to the liver. Tendons. Switching, pushing that hand forward. And we do it on 3 breaths. Inhale, 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 exhale, exhale, exhale. Lips are closed. Inhale, 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 exhale. Exhale, exhale. Now we're inhaling green light and the wood element. And as we exhale, absorb like a sponge into the liver, compassion, kindness, patience. Inhaling the green color and the wood element. Exhale, absorb like a sponge, compassion, kindness, and patience. Again, inhaling compassion, kindness, patience with the wood element and the green color. Exhale, absorb like a sponge, compassion, kindness, and patience. Inhale, 3. Exhale, 3. And then just slowly wrapping around the lower dantian. And I want you to just relax as you're standing or seated and really feel and smell those pine trees. Feel them around you. This wood energy, the element of the liver. And just grab this gold energy the green energy and the wood element, and bring it towards your liver, and just feel your liver full of compassion, kindness, and patience. Inhaling again, gathering this wood element, this green color from nature, bringing in, and exhale, absorb like a sponge, compassion, kindness, and patience, the virtues you were born with in your liver. One more time, inhaling, gathering the wood element, the green color, bringing it to the right side body and liver. Exhale, absorb compassion, kindness, and patience for yourself and for others. Just holding the liver there. Compassion, kindness, and patience. Smile if you're not smiling already. And one more time, we're going to inhale, arms up, pulling the energy and relaxing our face and jaw and shoulders, holding this energy right at the lower dantian. And imagine like a snow shaker that's been shaken, all the energy just settling down into the lower dantian. And then we're going to go ahead and get comfortable. Sit at down again if you're standing. Let me check the time. Wow, time goes fast. So again, the other thing I wanted to mention about the wooden pencil and the yellow paper, Post-its are really great. Writing down on yellow paper to manifest what you want in your life, what healing you want, what clients you want, or what kind of job or partner you want, in as much detail as possible. To manifest my husband, I did 7 front and back pages. I put or something better. I forgot to put good with money. So be sure you put good with money or family money, or you don't care about that. Be sure to put, if you're manifesting a man, to put, you really like their family, they really like you, blah, 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 whatever you want. The more detail, the better, because believe me, he or she will show up. And with your life too, what you want to manifest, I ask clients to put on yellow Post-its using the wooden pencil. If you don't have wooden pencil, blue pen is better than black. But wooden pencil, put it all over your mirror and put it, I am so happy and grateful now that I am a best-selling author. I have this nonprofit successfully helping blah, 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 whatever it is, and put it all over your mirror and as if it's already so. So I'm going to come off the recording so I can answer questions. I'm just going to say one last thing. If you do want to work with me, I have a 6-week webinar coming up, and I can give you more information. It is similar to what we just did now, that we talk a little bit and I record in the beginning, and afterwards we will consciously write down what we want to manifest health-wise, and clients, and we share and we do some getting to know each other, max 12 people in a group. And then we lie it on our belly where you are at home. And I invite the energy body and spirit bodies to my clinic for doing what we call long distance or remote medical Qigong therapy in a group setting. So I do a general treatment protocol, but because each client writes out what they want to manifest, it gets specialized for them and a little bit specialized for what I do. I can give more detail about it, but I have 3 groups coming up at the end of October, and then I have one special group happening over the 13 days of the holiday from the 19th of December until the 3rd of January. So more information about that, you can ask me personally later or email me or go to my site, sitwellness.com. So I'm going to come off this recording so we can ask questions and talk